On March 20th, something incredible will occur across the entire planet. For several hours, the day and night will last practically the same amount of time. It's no coincidence, it's the March Equinox, a moment that will mark the start of spring in the northern hemisphere and autumn in the southern hemisphere. But behind this phenomenon, there is something much more interesting, a small detail in the way the Earth is tilted, which defines our climate, our seasons, and, in large part, the way we live. I'm David Díaz, and welcome to Mundo al Día. Said moment PS jag go to sponge ta more. It is first to wonder why it's possible to experience a snowy Christmas in New York but never in Colombia, or why the northern lights are visible in Iceland yet not in Spain. We live in a strange world, one where cities have temperatures of minus 70 degrees Celsius, and at the same time, deserts have surpassed 80. That some countries have such extreme seasons while others are temperate all year round is no coincidence. In fact, it's all due to a small error on our planet that allows human life as we know it. The Earth is tilted. It may sound counterintuitive, but the truth is that our planet is not straight on its axis. It is tilted approximately 23.5 degrees, and although that may not seem like much, it is sufficient to significantly influence our planet's climate. When a particular part of the Earth is inclined towards the Sun, the solar light reaches that region in a more direct way rather than falling at an inclined angle. The sun's rays strike the Earth's surface almost directly, thereby concentrating a greater amount of energy upon the ground. Simultaneously, the sun remains for a longer period above the horizon, which causes the days to become much longer and the nights considerably shorter. As a direct consequence of this, the ground, the air, and the vast oceans all receive a significantly greater amount of heat. It is then that summer arrives in that particular hemisphere. But while that happens on one side of the planet, the opposite occurs on the other. The hemisphere tilted away from the sun receives light more obliquely, meaning the rays arrive at an angle and spread over a larger surface. Additionally, the sun spends less time in the sky during the day, so the amount of energy reaching the ground is less. The days are growing shorter, the nights are growing longer, and the temperatures are beginning to descend. And that's how winter makes its appearance. What's interesting is that this process occurs simultaneously in both hemispheres. While on one half of the planet people are enjoying beaches and long summer days, the other half is experiencing the cold and extended winter nights. And 6 months later, as the Earth continues its journey around the Sun, the situation completely reverses. The hemisphere that was previously tilted towards the Sun now begins to tilt in the opposite direction, and the one that was in winter starts to receive more light and heat. This begins a new cycle of seasons. Autumn and spring are the transition seasons between the two most extreme. But then, why doesn't it snow in Colombia? The answer lies in the position of each location relative to the equator. The equator is basically a line that passes horizontally around the planet. With countries located near this imaginary line, such as Colombia, receive the sun's light very directly throughout the year. Although the planet still slightly changes the sun's position in the sky, that variation isn't large enough to cause extreme temperature changes from one month to another. The further a country is located from this line, the less temperate its climate will be. For this very reason, in the equatorial regions, the climate tends to remain relatively stable throughout the entire year. Instead of dividing the calendar year into spring, summer, autumn, and winter, what usually changes is the amount of rainfall. That is to say, there are alternating wetter and drier seasons. Likewise, a country's position on the planet also explains why phenomena like the northern lights can only be seen in certain places. Countries such as Iceland, situated close to the North Pole, have a significantly higher chance of witnessing these incredible light displays in the sky, and this phenomenon is attributed to Earth's magnetic field, an invisible shield-like structure that completely encircles our planet and guides many of the charged particles arriving from the Sun toward its polar regions. When these particles enter the atmosphere and collide with atmospheric gases, they release energy as green, red, or purple lights that we know as auroras. Since these particles are guided mainly towards the poles, the phenomenon usually appears at high latitudes and almost never near the equator. The topic of Earth's magnetic poles is most interesting. Comment below if you'd like a video about it. If the planet's axis were perfectly straight as it revolves around the Sun, seasons simply would not exist. Every region would receive practically the same amount of sunlight throughout the entire year, so the climate would be much more stable from month to month. Areas near the equator would remain permanently warm, while regions closer to the poles would stay cold for most of the time. Synthosimpas tadra babakam. A word like that would be very different from the one we know. Many natural cycles that depend on the seasons will disappear or change radically. Numerous plants regulate their growth, their flowering, or the falling of their leaves according to the amount of light and temperature of each season. Without these changes, ecosystems would function differently, and many species would have to adapt to completely distinct rhythms. Something similar would occur with animals. Well-known migrations, like those of birds or whales, which follow seasonal climate and food changes, might not exist or would have very different patterns. Human life would also change. Agriculture, which for thousands of years has depended on the seasonal calendar for planting and harvesting, would need to be organized in a completely different manner. Some regions might be able to cultivate crops throughout the entire year, while others would remain permanently cold or dry. As we've already seen, Earth is much more than just a rock floating in space. Life only depends on many things that are invisible to the naked eye. But the question remains, why, for one day, will day and night be almost equal in length? The equinoxes are the day that marks the change between one season and the next. This phenomenon occurs when Earth's tilt favors neither the northern nor the southern hemisphere facing the Sun. As that specific point in its orbit, the planet's axis is oriented so that neither hemisphere is tilted towards the Sun nor away from it. As a result, sunlight is distributed almost equally between both sides of the planet. However, there are only two moments in the entire orbit when the planet is perfectly sideways to the sunlight, without favoring either of the two hemispheres. These moments correspond to the equinoxes, which typically occur around March and September, and because of this position, the sun illuminates practically equally most of the Earth, and the boundary between day and night crosses the planet from pole to pole. This means that in most places around the world, day and night have a very similar duration, about 12 hours each. So if you ever wonder why your city has the climate it does, why our world is so unique, or if this March 20th you feel the day is longer than usual, remember that even the smallest detail of our planet allows us to enjoy it exactly as it is. Now just remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay tuned for even more content, because understanding the world is truly the best way to enjoy it. In the Mosamo, 10 pasó que... Accouchant. You want them? Fun.